dare to compare. Take advantage of their limited time offer of 15% off. Ask about a total protection warranty and available financing. Visit universalroof.com to schedule a free roof inspection and find out why the difference is universal. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
1010XL, always first.
We have a bit of breaking news for anyone interested in where Jalen Ramsey will end up. It's being reported that he is being traded to the Rams. Well, earlier today, the Rams...
Go join Blake Bortles. Have fun with Bortles, Ramsey.
Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Hicken here. For 30 years, American Transmission has been Jacksonville's go-to for all of your automotive repair needs. They are the transmission experts, but they also have a complete department of certified master technicians. They can diagnose and repair any car, truck, SUV, or fleet vehicle. If you have any automotive repair needs, American Transmission, 2 locations, 5337 Beach Boulevard or 13750 Atlantic Boulevard. Call them today, 3963766. That's 3963766 for a free estimate.
Hey Jaguars fans, tired of being late to the game because you're still stuck in traffic or circling the block looking for a parking spot? Next time, join thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smart way to get to the stadium is on the JTA Game Day Express. Express shuttles run from 5 convenient Jacksonville locations and tickets start at just $8 on the MyJTA mobile app. The Game Day Express, it's like winning before the game even starts.
JTA Game Day Express is sponsored in part by Whataburger and 1010XL.
Garlic butter bacon burger, garlic butter bacon burger. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ga-ga-ga-ga. Buttery, big buttery bites of beef. The big bald baby begs for bacon, Bubby, begs for bacon.
You ready, Arnell?
Yeah, I feel warm.
Rolling.
The Junior Garlic Butter Bacon Burger with tots for just $2.99. Hurry in, they're going fast. This is how you Sonic. Tax not included, to menu for details. For limited time, only participating Sonic drive-ins.
Nice one.
Hi, this is Joe Butler from Black Creek Outfitters. Why should you shop at Black Creek? Is it the great staff that is committed to giving you the highest level of service? Is it our events and classes to make sure your experience in the outdoors exceeds expectations? Is it because we are locally owned and operated and committed to Jacksonville? Or is it the locally shown pricing program where we make sure you get the best price? We want to make sure your experience in our store is the best it can possibly be. So whether you're headed to the mountains or out on the water, get in here before you get out there. Shop and buy local at Black Creek Outfitters.
Hey, Hicken here. Diamonds Direct celebrating the grand opening of their all-new showroom with a major event Friday and Saturday. Yeah, tomorrow and Saturday, it's a pretty big deal. You might want to go down there. Why? Well, in addition to showcasing the largest diamond selection in Florida, Diamonds Direct is also flying in the entire Tacori bridal collection straight from the Tacori Design Studios out in L.A. You know Tacori. It's the most sought-after, if you didn't know, designer jewelry in America. If you haven't seen Diamonds Direct's new showroom, what a great opportunity, a great time to do it. 50% larger, an expanded selection of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, plus even more designer rings. And for this event, Diamonds Direct is donating proceeds from every purchase to the Tom Coughlin J Fund to help local families tackling childhood cancer. Don't miss the official grand opening at Diamonds Direct's new beautiful showroom. They're rolling out the Tacori blue carpet. It's going to be a blast this Friday and Saturday at Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Go see our friends at Diamonds Direct.
They say time is money, and at Claude Nolan Cadillac, they respect your time and strive to make your every visit a pleasure. Serving Jacksonville for over 114 years, Claude Nolan Cadillac owners come back again and again because you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. And now lease a 2019 luxury model XT5 for $445 a month for 39 months. Visit Claude Nolan on Southside Boulevard or at ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. See dealer for details.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
All right, turn it up. The doctor is here. Dr. Kevin Murphy, our friend, our physician, our man.
Colleague. He's a broadcaster.
He's a broadcaster. Army's own.
When did we get so technical with injuries? Dan, when we were young, there was like 3 injuries. You either tore your rotator cuff or you tore your ACL, or you had a Tommy John elbow. Now there's labrums and meniscus and MCLs. They've always been around. I guess it's maybe the technology and people can understand what they're dealing with. But one pretty common injury, whether you're a professional athlete, doc, or recreation, you don't even have to be an athlete for this to happen, is what one texter has texted in with a question that I think maybe can apply to what we talked to today. I was recently diagnosed with a slap tear of my shoulder. Would it be possible to ask Doc Murphy what it is, if surgery is necessary, and how recovery goes? Thanks in advance.
That's a slap tear.
What is a slap tear?
Well, it's a common sports injury.
Okay.
Superior labrum, anterior, posterior. So it's basically
so that's basically you shredded your labrum.
Up top. So the bicep tendon, one of the limbs of the bicep, comes into the shoulder and attaches right on top of the labrum, and commonly we'll pull that forward and peel that up off the top of the bone. So it tears from front to back, from anterior to posterior. It's common in throwers, instability issues. It limits people who pull cords, throw balls, lift weights over their head. It hurts when you're bench pressing, military press, those kind of things.
Surgery can make it feel 100%, but that's kind of a long road for you.
Yeah, surgery can fix it. Is it you got to fix it? No. Is it going to get better? Probably not. So it's kind of one of those, if it interferes with what you want to do, fix it. If you want to change your activities, you can probably live without fixing it. But as opposed to rotator cuff tears, if you have a full thickness rotator cuff tear, those get worse with time. The blood flow gets compromised, and then you come back and say, fix me. Well, the blood flow is now compromised, and you may not be fixable. Labrum's not that way. It's more of if it hurts you enough, go get it fixed.
And you can wait if you want to.
Sure. It's outpatient, couple weeks in a sling, 3 months to the gym. It's kind of the short
end. Well, there's your answer.
There you go. Doc, we've talked about these high ankle sprains and whether they're high ankle or not high ankle. I'm not too interested. I'm wondering, Alvin Kamara played against the Jaguars on Sunday. You could tell he wasn't his normal self. He's dealing with some sort of ankle issue, be it high, low, whatever. But my question is this, so he plays. So the following week now he's questionable again. Is there any way to rehab it while you play, or what's the answer to that? Like, will he be feeling better at all this season, or if he continues to play, is he going to be questionable every week?
They'll put him questionable because it's still going to bother him, and he's still under treatment. So, yeah, he's going to continue to get treatment where they're going to minimize the swelling. Right. He may get PRP injections. They may immobilize him between outings just to kind of put it at rest. But it will get better over the course of the season.
It will get better.
Yes.
And Saquon Barkley also may return this week. The miraculous recovery from the, quote, high ankle sprain, which probably wasn't a high ankle sprain, but nonetheless still pretty good that he can get back.
Yeah, and they may have done the similar things with injections and things to the PRP to help heal it along, but it probably was not a high ankle sprain based on how they managed that.
I have a medical theory about Saquon Barkley. I'd like you to answer it, Doctor. As
he's
two
a
guys
cyborg.
Who are physicians. No, not a cyborg, but
two
I
guys.
wonder. Oh, yes, both he and
I got a
me.
promotion. Oh, I thought you meant me.
Oh, no, yeah. You asked the good questions, though.
Thank you.
As Saquon,
I do, don't I?
Saquon with those tremendous quads, those
doctor.
wonderful, beautiful quads of his.
They're massive.
I'm suggesting to you, Doctor, that he cannot get hurt from the knee down because of those quads. And if he does, they recover quickly because of those quads. What say you?
Well, part of rehab.
You can say that's ridiculous. It's okay.
Part of rehabilitation of a knee injury is getting the quad strength back. So
he'll never lose it.
To your point, he may recover from a minor knee injury quicker than others. Ankles is a whole different beast. So you can.
Could the extra weight of the quad actually hurt the ankle rehab?
Now, this is
make it slower.
No, that's ridiculous.
This is where he says that's a great question.
No, it's not a great question. That's a poor question.
Extra weight can cause problems, sure, but extra muscle mass like he has,
so
he's been managing that quite well. So that's not going to be an issue.
So in essence, we just had two asinine medical questions that we sent towards you, and you slapped them back at us. That was well done.
Well, the theory that there's no bad questions, that's not true.
I am not going to.
You could have just concurred.
As, quote, asinine.
I was just looking for it. I concur.
All right, here we go. I have a question, Doc. Is it known around NFL circles and? I don't know if it's Scientology being based there or the holistic medicines that some can employ, but, man, that Rams staff must have some sort of futuristic medicine that the rest of the league hasn't caught on to yet because Jalen Ramsey miraculously not on the injury report with a back injury. So, I mean, obviously the dude landed, I don't know, acupuncture. I don't know what they did to him, Hick. But he's 100% to go. So, Doc, are the Rams known for their advanced medical technology?
Well, they may, there's massage chairs sometimes that they may have had on the flight over, any number of treatment options they may have had for him.
That's what it is. Maybe got to rub down on the flight.
Oh,
dear.
It's hard to know.
What it was. So.
Doc, what is a quad contusion? Is that like just a bruise?
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a Charlie horse, maybe? You could.
Right, but if it's a significant one, you bleed into the muscle, and then that muscle can actually calcify, and it can be significant. You can get what's called myositis ossificans, where you get actual bone grows in there into the muscle, and then it won't bend. You can't straighten it. It hurts for a long time, and a very, very difficult, painful thing that's hard to get rid of.
Nobody wants to get myositis ossificans.
No.
No. Amari Cooper has a quad contusion. Now, he suffered it during the game, and he missed most of the rest of the game. So is that like taking a shot, and then it's hard I'm having a hard time walking here? Is that kind of
that's a pain thing.
Yeah, okay.
And now sometimes if it is bleeding in there and you do an ultrasound, see that, you can drain the blood out. Sometimes you'll put cortisone in there just to alleviate that.
Yeah.
You're not going to typically do that to get him back in a game, but it may get him back for the next game.
Baker Mayfield was playing Sunday, and he actually went into the locker room for a minute. He didn't miss any snaps, but he was you could tell he was in pain at various times with what they're saying is a hip injury. They don't expect him to miss any time. He played through the injury there on a bye this week, so he should be okay. But a hip injury for a quarterback can't be too good. You got to be careful with that, right?
Well, depending on where it is, you have this hip pointer where you get pain right at the top, that prominent bone that's just a lot of times right above the hip pad that they get. That's more of a pain thing.
Okay.
You can inject those. You can do ultrasound treatments and things to make that go away. If it's more pain in the joint, that's more of an issue. So likely that wasn't the case, or they wouldn't have rolled him back out there.
I guess the Jags, last thing for me, the Jags with this Josh Oliver kid, the hamstring. Dadgum hamstrings, man. You've tried to tell us and teach us about these things, and yet we continue to get frustrated. But we watched Leonard last year. You do not want to see a guy get gimpy in training camp or week one, man. I mean, it basically costs you a season. Here's a rookie tight end. The Jags have no tight ends now. O'Shaughnessy is out for the year with the ACL. And so here is Josh Oliver, who they desperately need. And, I mean, like I said, week after week I've seen him out running around, but they just won't pull the trigger yet and let him back out there. Is there a little bit of Fournette hangover maybe from last year?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lesson learned the hard way, that you pull somebody back too soon from those, and you really start the clock all over again in that recovery, because it makes it worse, and then you have to sit him a longer period of time. So let it get better, and then he'll hopefully be somewhat full speed. Yeah, but to your point, that's going to be last him the season. He's never going to be without some tweak there till next year.
I hate that. I have one more, actually. Jeff Swaim. Did you see the hit on him, the Jaguar tight end?
You may have heard it. I don't know if your windows were
man,
open.
it was brutal. And my first thought was, what a cheap shot, but it really wasn't. The kid was right in front of him. The ball, he catches the ball, and all of a sudden there's a guy, and the guy turns and tries to get him. Anyway, takes a shot in the head. Then, you can see he's kind of knocked out, goes down, hits his head on the turf, recoils, falls over and hits his head again. And all the time that he did that with his leg backwards, so he's got like an ankle injury as well. So he's in concussion protocol. I can't imagine, again, sometimes some of these guys take this hit, and I know that you say once you're clear, and I get that, but I can't imagine you play the following week. And I don't think Jeff Swaim will. I think he'll be out for a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, if he
hate to lose the playmaking ability.
Yeah, if he does clear and he doesn't have symptoms, despite the appearance of it, he's cleared.
Yeah.
You look at Rudolph from the Steelers. I think that may have been an optics one for them, because I heard he had cleared, but then he's out playing. And the appearance of him being
would have been bad
dragged off the field in that ugly manner, and
6 days
to come
later,
back out and had an injury. I think that there may have been some optical play there.
I've determined that any NFL player looks significantly more injured once they take off the face mask. It's just not a good look. You have the face squeeze. You just look like
that one was not a good look. Plus his eyes were in another
Take a face
world.
mask off any NFL player, you're pretty sure he's dying soon.
Well, and if you had to do that, you shouldn't cart him off there like a sack of potatoes like it's 1970.
Doc, the high ankle sprain that you guys talked a little bit about earlier, if you play on it, is it doing more damage and it's going to make it longer for you to recover, or is it just too painful to play on? Gators have a couple of defensive ends with high ankle sprains that tried to play Saturday night and couldn't. So my question is, by putting them in there and playing them Saturday, are they now set back another 2 or 3 weeks at the tail end of this?
Yes. So both questions. Can it make it worse? Yes. Is it painful and usually not able to play? Yes. But you can also make their injury worse in that if you that ligament connects the tibia and the fibula. So if it allows the bones to separate and you allow that to occur by playing them too soon, you can then cause damage to the joint below and create arthritic changes that are long-standing. So you don't want to do that.
And the high ankle there's a definite timeline, or it's just, what is it, 8 weeks usually?
Usually 8, yeah. Sometimes
it's not
more
good
3
if
months,
you're a Gator fan when it comes to Zuniga and Grenard. I don't, there seems to be this notion, well, they don't play this week and next week's an off week, that they're raring to go for Georgia, but I mean, it doesn't sound like that to me.
Yeah, these, it's hard to get
important players.
Oh, yeah.
We saw that Saturday night against LSU.
I guess one of them came back too early, and, Grenard had suffered the week before, and it's just,
Well, I think some of these high ankles are overblown, that they're not really that.
Right.
That, they just promote that to make it more significant, but it's really not an injury to that syndesmotic ligament that goes between. If it is, you really should immobilize it, and you shouldn't be playing
It shouldn't happen as often, the high ankle, as they say it happens. Should it? And wouldn't it be more difficult for that high ankle sprain? I mean, we all get rolling the ankle. We see it in basketball all the time. You step on the side, it rolls, it swells up like a softball, but really you feel okay in a week. Or at least you can gut through it in a week taped up. So.
And those are standards. The high ankle is usually more of a torque the other way, so it's more the foot goes externally, and then that splays the bones and injures that ligament.
The high ankle hurt inside the leg or outside the leg, or both?
It's really straight up the front, more to the outside.
So it feels like probably, because I think a lot of us have had shin splints from time to time, like just an incredibly painful shin splint that's not going away.
No, it's an acute pain.
It is.
And it's about 2 centimeters or 3 above the actual ankle joint is where that pain lives.
Doc, allow me here. Did you say syndesmotic?
I did.
Jeff, can you spell syndesmotic, please?
Syndesmotic?
Syndesmotic, yes. Go ahead. Syndesmotic.
No.
Take a shot.
I'd say SENDYS.
No. SYNDESMOTIC. Syndesmotic.
I will use that in the future. Never.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, if we're nothing else, we learn.
I didn't follow it. Once you said I was wrong, I tuned you out.
Syndesmotic has something to do with the ankle. It might be a ligament. I'm not sure.
Well, good. But
that's that ligament between the
ligament
bones.
between
That's the
bones.
high ankle area between the tibia and the
Doc's
fibula.
going to need a written report by next Thursday.
Okay, that's
you can
fine.
Get busy with that.
Doc,
Anything
what's
else?
going on the high school front?
Huh?
You got a game this week? Where are you headed? Anywhere?
I haven't been assigned yet, but I'm sure I do.
All right, bumps and bruises still? Are we
Bumps
still
and bruises, 9 to 10
bumping and bruising, baby.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Free clinic.
Beautiful weather out there
Part of the
today,
game.
Doc.
Got a little chill.
Oh, Doc, enjoy that day. The oven's off. Stay outside. Go have lunch. Maybe a picnic with your wife.
Maybe so.
Let me
the
tell you,
man.
I'm going to tell you, among the things that won't happen on this glorious Thursday in Jacksonville,
Yes.
Doc and the missus having a little picnic today.
No picnic lunch?
Yeah, not today.
They could take an
Maybe
hour
not
off
ever.
from
Doc's
the
not the
schedule.
picnic type. I
No,
know.
I
Me
don't.
time.
Yeah.
Doc, we love you.
Oh,
Thank you,
this
boys.
is the drill. It doesn't get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Back with more on a custom tree surgeon.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Jared Cook reached up and caught it, and the Saints have taken a lead. The defense stepped up from a poor game last week and played well and did some good things.
As a whole on offense, we didn't do that.
Offensively, we just didn't make enough plays. I thought special teams, we did fine, and it was a pretty even game.
We got to go back to our bread and butter, pretty much execute.
Things we got to get better, we got to improve. Obviously, we're not where we want to be. Obviously, we got a bad taste in our mouth.
We got to go back to our fundamentals.
What we're looking to do is put together a game where all 3 phases play well. That's going to be the formula for winning.
Next up, Cincinnati. Sunday at 1 on 1010XL.
All offers are with approved credit and out of conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Ram Power Days.
Go to the game in style with a brand new Ram truck from Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on the Ram of your choice. Drive this year's best pickup. There's just no competition. Packed with all the technology, safety features, and performance you expect. Ram gets it done on or off-road. Drive one home today from just $339 a month. See our inventory at #1CJD.com. Everything is on sale for huge fall savings. Get up to $6,000 off a new Dodge Journey. Save big on Charger or Challenger. Save even more with 0% for 60 months. Our lenders are standing by to make you a new car loan today. Bring us your trade and get more for it. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Just honest and friendly service you can count on. 9600 Atlantic Boulevard, across from the Regency Square Mall.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
Metallica, headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. Go to welcometorocvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now.
Hey, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight?
How about Mr. Chubby's?
Mr. Chubby's again?
Heck yes, I love Mr. Chubby's wings. They have great specials. You can get $7 domestic pitchers and $3 kids meals on Tuesdays.
Well, let's chub it up then.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island and the West Side. Mr. Chubby's Wings. Before the game, after the game, and during the game.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Republic Services is now hiring CDL drivers in Duval and St. Johns counties. Join the team of over 33,000 employees across the U.S. with Republic Services. New drivers get a $2,000 sign-on bonus and competitive benefits. Over 50% of managers in Northeast Florida started their careers as drivers. You can build a career too. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment. For more information and to apply, wear the star, drive your career, visit republicservices.com.
Diamonds Direct celebrates the grand opening of our all-new showroom with a spectacular event this Friday and Saturday. In addition to showcasing the largest diamond selection in Florida, we're also flying in the entire Tokori bridal collection, straight from the Tokori Design Studios in LA. You know Tokori, the most sought-after designer jewelry in America. Handmade engagement rings and exquisite fashion pieces, always perfect for those moments that matter. If you haven't seen Diamonds Direct's new showroom, this is a fantastic opportunity. It's 50% larger with an expanded selection of diamonds in all shapes and sizes, plus even more designer rings. And for this event, we're donating proceeds from every purchase to the Tom Coughlin J Fund to help local families tackling childhood cancer. Don't miss the official grand opening of Diamonds Direct's new beautiful showroom. We're rolling out the Tokori blue carpet and looking forward to seeing you. It's this Friday and Saturday at Diamonds Direct off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
You know I love the guys at Preferred Builders because I love my house. Preferred Builders of North Florida has been there every step of the way, and they'll do the same for you. Whether it's a brand new home you've been dreaming about or adding on to your current home or updating it, Preferred Builders is dedicated to customer satisfaction, and they promise high-quality materials and exceptional workmanship. That's what made Preferred one of the premier general contracting companies in Northeast Florida. Remember, pick Preferred for your next construction project.
All right, so here's what happened. Hicken here. My air conditioning went out. Oh, what do I do? It was hot this summer, man, like every summer. My wife said, we got to figure it out quick. We expect great service. I'm telling you, Bueller Air Conditioning rang the bell. The wife loved them. I loved them. They sent a professional over quickly. And when I say professional, that's what I mean. They were clean. They were courteous. They took care of it in no time flat. Now we have a brand new air conditioning system. You know what we did? We stayed cooler with Bueller.
Cooler air, stay cooler with Bueller.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Listen up, Jacksonville. Beaver Chevrolet is expanding and looking for the best of the best to join our family. Maintain your work-life balance, enjoy a positive atmosphere, and earn industry-leading pay. Our WOW opening of the month is for experienced mechanics. How about a $10,000 signing bonus? That's right, experienced technicians can take advantage of a $10,000 signing bonus. If you're ready to join the team, call General Manager Brett Morgan at 904-245-1422 or just stop by Beaver Chevrolet.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Best Bet. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Bengals enter Week 7, the only team remaining yet to win a game. Star running back Joe Mixon has yet to find his stride as he's had 3 games with under 20 yards rushing and 0 rushing touchdowns. The Bengals are also ranked last in the league for rushing yards. Jaguars defense has struggled with run defense at times this year, so in addition to that, they will have to make sure to contain Tyler Boyd and Auden Tate. Corner AJ Boye talked to Hayes Carlyon yesterday on those Bengals receivers.
You know they got good receivers. Boyd is a good receiver. Tate, bigger guy, attacks the ball high. They have a good running game. You know, they've had a lot of close games, so you can't really go off of their record. You just got to go off what you see on tape, and you can see that they're a good team.
It's 61 degrees at 8:02. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
All right, welcome back. Top of the hour. Woj Bradley Beal, 2-year extension with the Wiz. Max extension, that's $72 million for Bradley Beal just for the next 2 years. And then, player option for 2022-23. So Bradley Beal staying in Washington. Is John Wall, what's his status, Beef? Is he back? Okay, good answer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for playing. Let's see. I'll find out because Beef's in the Bahamas. Probably won't play next season, this season then, as he continues to rehab from Achilles tendon surgery. John Wall will never be the same.
No, John Wall's done.
Yeah, he's, he may come back and play, but he'll never be the same. It's Bradley Beal's team now, and the Washington Wizards, maybe they'll ride the crest of Washington sports right now, where the Caps have won a cup.
There's a wave.
The WNBA team won a championship. The
Skins
Nats
are going great.
Why does that happen with cities?
Everything's going great for the Skins.
That's not so much.
Y'all let me know when that happens with Atlanta.
Yeah.
I've been kind of on watch.
Don't you think at some point it will? I mean, or no? No, it'll never happen.
I would say no.
Not in Atlanta.
Yeah,
the Wizards were horrible last year, 32-50. Years previous, the best they've done is they've lost the Eastern Conference semis. They did that 3 out of 4 years. They went to the Eastern Conference semis. Scott Brooks is the coach there. He's in his 4th year, right? He's still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hadn't done
I think doing a okay job, but nothing spectacular.
Yeah, he's a guy. I mean, it's just the NBA is different, man. You don't just, teams don't do this unless there's injuries, right? Like we can tell you who the NBA finals are going to be and who they're not going to be. Baseball, like people forget, like the Nats are a great story because they were 12 games under 500, but a lot of people picked the Nats this year to be a playoff team.
Yeah, before the season they were thought of as a contender.
Everybody
even without Harper.
Right. The Blues came out of nowhere, right?
Out of nowhere.
Nobody had the Blues.
No, I mean they were another team that was thought of as at least a competitive team.
They were,
and then they came out with such a stink bomb.
Okay,
but yeah.
But I suggest to you that the NBA. Is there an NBA team that has won the NBA Finals that stunned us all?
I think maybe the Mavs with Dirk.
Yeah. Playoff team, though, right? But
when they beat the Heat in the finals, yeah. I mean, no, it's hard in basketball.
In other words, I'm sitting here telling you, the Washington Wizards are not going to suddenly win the NBA Finals.
Or this. There's no team right now that you don't think is going to make the playoffs that's going to win the title.
Right.
There may be teams you don't think are going to make the playoffs that make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball's too easy, though.
Yeah.
That's fish in a barrel. It's so talent-driven. You can
Superstars.
spot it. Right.
Yeah.
In football, no. Sometimes superstars are coming.
Right.
Basketball, they don't come. You know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting on them. They either come or they don't, but it's not like some, 8th rounder from, Micanopy State.
We have the college football report coming up at the bottom of the hour with Riley Report, and we'll talk about the Gators and the Noles and, quietly huge games this year. I mean, you can say all you want about Florida LSU is a big game, and it was, but this game is more important.
As important, because it's an East game.
Yeah.
And look, if Florida can win this week, it's going to set up, for the most part, a winner-take-all, depending on what Missouri's status is.
In other words, if you had to split LSU and South Carolina, you'd rather beat South Carolina?
Absolutely. Now, that's not the way you viewed it going in.
No.
You viewed if you could split LSU-Georgia, you need to lose the LSU.
Yes, you're counting on a win here.
Like, Georgia could have won. It wouldn't matter if Florida doesn't lose except to LSU. They would win the tiebreaker by winning the game, and that's been the case in this Florida-Georgia series for a lot of years.
We will remind you, whether they're eligible or not, Missouri remains out there, and we do know this, Florida will play them.
Yeah, and they will also play Georgia, and Missouri's only played 2 conference games, so there's some other
long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's 3-1, Missouri's only 2-0, so there's a lot more opportunity too.
I like memorabilia stories. Allow me a minute here to tell this one. This looks pretty cool to me. The bat used by Babe Ruth to hit his 500th career home run in 1929 is going up for auction nearly 75 years after he gave it to a friend whose family has kept it ever since. So it's kind of cool. So
which home run?
His 500th. He hit it in 1929. And by the way, in this story, in the context of this story, I also read, and I will give you a dollar bill right now, Jeff Prosser.
Okay. Only $1? I play for a little more cash incentive than that, but go ahead.
Okay. I will bet you $100.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. I will give you 10-1 odds.
I don't want to do that.
1,000 to your 100.
No, it sounds obviously like I'm not going to get it. That's what shocks me, that I was only getting $1.
You don't want any of this action.
What is the
Why
question?
does it always have to
what
be
if
about?
I get it right? If I get it, because you brought up the money.
I know, but I was trying to make some money.
Oh, I got you. Well, no, you were trying to give me $1.
The second player in MLB history to reach 500 home runs.
He was the second.
No, who was?
Oh.
Babe was the first.
Huh.
George Herman Ruth, the Sultan of SWAT, the great Bambino.
Gosh, I'm trying to recall before this onslaught of home runs. When we were kids, there's only like 6 guys with 500 home runs.
This guy's the second player ever. Beef, you can chime in if you know this, by the way. And I will also give you $1.
Thank you.
But if you get it wrong, like the Joe Madden thing from earlier, you have to give me $100.
I'm trying to remember, again.
You're a liar.
There was a time, Beef, where I knew who the 6 500 home run guys are.
Yeah.
Was it Harmon Killebrew?
It's a good guess. But it happened in 1945, so that would eliminate the killer. Paul Bunyan of Minnesota.
Was it, did Killebrew get to 500?
Yeah, I would say so.
But wasn't there only like 6 or 7 or no?
Yeah.
Was there more than that? Yeah. Is it, I'm trying to think. I'm now going to say a stupid name that never got to 500, like, Ted Williams or someone. What about, is it Garrick? No? Nope. It's done by then, 45.
He hit 511, and he hit number 500 in 1945. And he played
Is it Hank Greenberg?
No. It's Mel Ott.
Mel Ott. Yeah, that's terrible. That's not that hard.
Mel Ott.
I'm embarrassed.
Are you?
That's not that hard.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
Should have got Mel Ott.
But anyway, so
especially the 5'11" that jumped. I said, 5'11".
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. So anyway, Babe gave this home run to a buddy his who was the mayor of Suffern, New York. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was Jim Rice, not the Red Sox player.
Well, that he would have been incredibly old as he played good.
Yes. Ruth and Rice, they hung out, they golfed, they bowled, they ate. Ruth was a regular visitor to the Rice household where he knew the family. Terry Rice, an attorney in Suffern, New York, and Jim's only son, is selling the bat. He was born 2 years after Ruth died in 1948. Rice more closely associates Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra with the Yankees of his youth, but he remembers Ruth's bat sat in the corner behind the television in the family's den. It was always there. It was part of life, he told the AP. No one said I couldn't touch it. I never took it out and played baseball with it. Good thing, since the bat was recently authenticated and received the highest grade given.
Man, I would have sold that thing the day Babe Ruth died.
For an inanimate object, it's beautiful. It's in perfect condition. The Louisville Slugger shows marks on the upper barrel where Ruth knocked mud off his cleats. The left barrel has impressions where the bat made contact with the ball. There's a bit of green paint from where the bat rested in the dugout between uses. Babe Ruth is the king of sports collectible marketplace, said the auctioneer. It's when a fresh Ruth item of such quality and historical importance surfaces, it generates tremendous excitement throughout the industry. What do you think the Babe Ruth 500th home run bat may go for? And they're guessing here.
$300,000.
Yeah, that's good. Ruth's 500th homer cleared the right field wall in Cleveland, sailed out of the park, rolled down Lexington Avenue, where it was plucked by an Indians fan after the game. The ball was returned to Ruth in exchange for $20 and his autograph.
That's a lot of money then, $20.
After Jim Rice died in 1983, his wife kept the bat.
Again, not Boston Red Sox Jim Rice.
Yes, she died in 1997, so then the son took it, stashed it in a closet. I got to the point, though, where we were worried about it. He's 69. He's got 2 older sisters. They decided to sell it and split the proceeds. Officials estimate the bat could sell for over $1 million. Wow. I like that stuff. That's kind of cool to me. Older sister Pat has the strongest recollection of Ruth visiting the family home. He came in one time, picked her up in the air, and hit her head on the chandelier. She said, I don't like you anymore.
He was probably drunk.
He probably was hammered at eating.
Ted Williams did hit 500, but he didn't hit it before Mel Ott.
No, Mel Ott was second. Eddie Murray has 504. Sheffield has 509. Mel Ott 511. Eddie Matthews 512. Ernie Banks 512 home runs. What a great player, shortstop. In that day and age to hit 500 is Ted Williams hit 521 along with Frank Thomas, Willie McCovey, all at 521. 3 guys. 600 home run club now is much more is much smaller. It starts with Sammy Sosa, asterisk, Jim Thome, Ken Griffey Jr., Albert Pujols.
All current players or modern day players.
Willie Mays.
Yeah.
A-Rod, asterisk, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds are the 700 home run club.
So 2 of the I like that. At least 2 of the 3 700s are old school.
Do kids today think of 762 like we thought of 714?
No, they don't even know.
No.
I don't even know
Isn't that
Bond's
amazing?
number.
Yeah.
I don't know the number.
762.
I know. You just said it. But if you would have asked me what's Bond's number, I would probably have said 780. I don't even remember.
Why is that?
Because I didn't respect it. Because everyone was hitting so many home runs.
We knew
at the
Hank
time.
Aaron's number.
Absolutely, because Babe Ruth held it for so long.
Yes.
Like, that's another thing, too. Aaron, compared to Bond's catching, is like a third of the time that it took to go from Ruth to Aaron.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Babe Ruth
Ruth
retired.
to Aaron was
early 30s for Babe Ruth when he retired?
Yes, he hit his 500th in 29. Aaron hit his 500th in 68.
Yeah, so that's a 40-year difference.
Yeah.
And
That's
know,
500th. But,
yeah. Golly, he hit another 214, Ruth did.
Yeah.
So he must have played till mid-30s. What was his last year, 37, 38?
1935.
Huh. That's a lot of homers, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. I just like to see
I have
that.
a question for you.
Please do.
I'd like to do, we don't do the old player A, player B, but I would like to do this for you, and then I will tell you why I did it when we're done, okay?
All right.
Player A.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is a cornerback.
He's
been in the league 5 years.
5 years.
This is his 5th year.
Yeah.
He has made 2 Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
He's been a first-team All-Pro once and a second-team All-Pro once. Okay?
Okay.
You follow?
Yes.
Player 1, and it's going into his 5th year. He's early in his 5th year here. Has been a Pro Bowler twice, a first-team All-Pro once, a second-team All-Pro once, and he was also the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Player B plays the same position.
All right.
He's early in his 4th season in the league.
Okay.
He's had 2 Pro Bowl appearances, 1 first-team All-Pro, no second-team All-Pros, and no Defensive Rookies of the Year.
Gotcha.
And now I'll tell you what the genesis is behind it, to just once again show what incredible value the Jaguars got for Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey is the second guy in that player.
Yes, he is.
The first guy also got traded the same day Jalen did, and you got a 5th
Marcus
rounder
Peters.
for him.
Wow.
So here are 2 guys. Now, and look, Marcus Peters is not playing at Jalen Ramsey's level right now. Jalen Ramsey's a better player.
I would suggest this to you, though. I did see this about Marcus Peters. You tell me the amount of interceptions.
Oh,
Marcus
25
Peters.
something.
Yes.
So now, I don't know if this just speaks to how untenable Marcus Peters is joining your franchise. I don't know why. And again, I am not saying Marcus Peters is the same players, but that's what the Jaguars did that with a guy that the whole league knew they were going to have to get rid of.
Right.
And they still got 2 first-rounders and a 4th. Marcus Peters brought some waylaid linebacker, a depth linebacker, and a 4th or 5th-round draft pick. So give the Jaguars front office even more credit than we gave them yesterday.
Marcus Peters has 24 career interceptions.
He had 7 each of the first 2 years.
Jalen Ramsey has 9.
Jalen gets 1 every 6 games. Marcus Peters gets 1 every 3.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Maybe even less than that. Maybe 1 every 2.
Now, I will say this. Marcus Peters played for 2 of the probably best player coaches you could play for in Andy Reid and Sean McVay and still got traded. So there must be some stuff there too.
Well, we're going to have Mike Oh, yeah. No, he's
yeah.
He had problems coming out of Washington. That's why he fell.
I know.
We're going to have Mike Sando on later.
Sando.
He wrote an interesting column. He polled the rest of the NFL front office or a lot of members and executives about the Jalen Ramsey trade.
Right.
And basically came up with 6 defining themes to the trade. And
I will say this. One of the things that bothered me the most about yesterday and the recent is the descriptions of Jalen Ramsey. He may say he's the best corner in the NFL, and he's one of the best corners in the NFL. But if somebody uses the term generational talent around me again, I'm gonna have to slap him. Generational talent is Tiger Woods, right? Generational talent is
here's
you better
here you lead to the 6th thing, and this isn't
Stephon Gilmore is right there with Jalen Ramsey. Lattimore is right there with Jalen Ramsey.
Tre'Davious White for Buffalo is outstanding. The Bradbury kid at Carolina we saw a couple of weeks ago is good. There's a lot of good ones right now.
Yeah,
and don't forget Josh Norman was traded as the best corner in the league. Where's he been?
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, his first team All-Pro, went to the Super Bowl with Carolina. They traded him the very next offseason.
You know the Rams also play the 4th most amount of zone defense in the NFL.
Yeah, so let's see how Mr. Crybaby does when that gets sent out to him.
I'm sure they'll change that a bit, but
I don't know. You don't change what you do because of one guy. Disrespectful. Yeah, yes, you are. All right, here we go. This is just one of the aspects of Sando's. There's 6 basic things.
Sando.
But I want to go to this last one because it applies to what we're talking about. 6 takes from talking to NFL executives. Not media opinion, but front office and league-wide opinion. Ramsey's a great talent, but is he a great corner? And then he says, there have been Ramsey skeptics over the years. A GM consulted before the draft said he thought Ramsey's combine workout was more impressive than his actual cornerback play. Another GM consultant at the time questioned whether Ramsey took away the ball frequently enough to merit a top 5 selection, and thus Ramsey has 10 picks in 54 games, including the playoffs. A majority of evaluators consulted in recent months thought Ramsey was the NFL's top corner, with Gilmore and Lattimore also receiving mention, but an evaluator who rated Ramsey as the NFL's best corner 2 years ago called the Rams' acquisition of him a mistake at the price that they paid. Quote, he can only play presser man, the evaluator said. Any type of combo coverage or zone, he seems to struggle with the concepts. Deion Sanders, he didn't tackle. He made business decisions, but he knew coverages and how to play corner. This kid, Ramsey, is extremely talented, but he didn't know how to play corner in that way. So that just speaks to, did the Rams pay too much? There's a large portion out there that thinks that think the Rams overpaid.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what's trending. Want to?
It's the Tap 5 at 8. Visit brewswithaz.beer.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm thrilled
Thank
to be
you,
here.
Steve Beauty.
And thank you to Brews.
Social media.
With 3 Z's. Shout out to those homies.
Number 5.
Number 5, guys. Sometimes life imitates art, as is the case with a young man in Iowa, guys.
Yes.
See, an Iowa man was approached by police and asked to show his ID. He's a 20-year-old man from Iowa, and he pulled out his ID and see it's a very famous ID. Legendary, in fact. It's a 24-year-old Hawaiian organ donor who simply goes by the name McLovin.
Only in Hawaii, right?
But, yeah. So the 20-year-old, his real name is Daniel Alfredo Burleson. When the officer spotted him with a drink in his hand, asked him for an ID, and he produced the McLovin ID.
That's awesome.
Seth Rogen saw the story, tweeted out, said, "My work here is done."
Number 4.
Number 4, guys, keeping it rolling from the NFL. It's rough out there for a ball player. Sometimes people just don't have anything nice to say or do, such is the case of Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns defensive end. He's a big, strong dude, and he was out riding around in the car with a friend of his, and a alleged Cleveland Brown fan saw him on the street, said, "Hey, man, can I get a pic?" So Myles, being a polite,
nice guy,
polite and engaging sort, rolled down his window for the pic. The guy rolled up, snapped a pic, and then bam, punched Myles Garrett in the face.
So, a couple things here. So he
makes
knew
him one of the dumbest people in the world.
He knew it was Myles Garrett.
Knew it was Myles Garrett.
And I kind of, what would, well, obviously he was drunk or on drugs.
Yeah.
You don't,
Myles Garrett says,
yeah.
A fan hopped out of his car to take a picture with me and then punched me in the face. He said, put your legs into it. Might have actually made me flinch.
Yeah, listen, you don't punch. First off, you don't punch anybody. Okay, let me make it clear. But the gumption that would give you the idea or audacity to punch an NFL football player who's about 6'6" and 200.
I think they call that mental illness, Dan, not gumption.
I mean, Myles Garrett could have grabbed him by his neck and shook him to death.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Myles Garrett is a better human being than that guy. And by the way, I think they have found out who that guy is. So he's going to have a few things to deal with now.
Yeah. Garrett followed up.
Like
he
5
said,
minutes in a room with Myles Garrett.
He said, I was in my car. He flagged me down for a picture. I cracked the window enough for the camera to get my face. Took the pic, and he gave me a pillow tap.
But what?
Unimpressed.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it.
There's something weird about this story.
Garrett replied to another fan. He said, a couple L's and a weather change got people acting up.
Says right here, police identify fan who punched Myles Garrett.
Oh, no. Well, enjoy that.
Yeah, the Browns defensive end tweeted about the incident after contacting police. Garrett gave the man's license plate number, which also was on a video posted by another driver to police. 24-year-old man. Identified the man. Have not filed charges against the man yet, but I'm sure that could be coming. That's stupid. You're lucky he didn't beat the living hell out of you, is what I'm trying to say.
I'd like to see exactly what happened. That just sounds fishy to me.
Yeah. I don't think Myles Garrett would. Why would he?
No, I know, but I'm not saying he made it up. I just don't know what. I mean, I know you're a big dude, but faces are constructed the same. It's not like you punched him in the stomach. Yeah. If a guy punches you in the face,
in a car.
There's no pillow tap if you get punched in the face. I mean, if you get punched in the face, your face hurts as much as Myles Garrett. Maybe not on the six pack or in the shoulder, but there's something weird there.
Number 3.
Number 3, guys, there's dumb, there's super dumb, and then there's Alabama freshman Connor Bruce Kroll.
Yeah.
Connor's an idiot.
Yeah.
And Connor's in jail now.
Yeah.
Because Connor tried to help his friend. See, Jeff, Connor's friend was on the verge of taking a bad beat on a bet on the Florida LSU game. So like any true friend.
Is that when it came in when he was going to lose?
He was going to lose a bet. So Connor, being a true friend, did what any friend would do for another friend and phoned in a bomb threat.
And not good, Connor.
Not good, Connor.
Enjoy your time in the Hoos Cow.
It should be fun.
Yeah, bomb threat's kind of like a felonious activity. Yeah.
Not cool.
You don't get away with that like ding dong ditch 'em.
Yeah.
A little different.
Kroll was quoted at the arrest, said he missed making the threat because, quote, his friend was on the verge of losing a large bet.
Wow.
Yeah. Not a good enough reason, guy.
That's
Number
crazy.
2.
Not acceptable.
You should maybe threaten to bomb your friend if he makes such a wager again.
Now, Jeff, I know you're not a fan of Major League Baseball umpires.
They're the worst.
You hate them. And
I do. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and now say that I don't. They're the worst. Although I will say this. I saw the best home plate umpiring I've seen in a couple or 3 different efforts this postseason. So apparently they have sorted through the 80 or 90 umpires to find 1 or 2 that know what they're doing.
Excellent.
Well, now, I'm sure you're a fan of the advent of the robot umpire.
Yeah, I saw this.
To call balls and strikes.
Yeah, I'm in favor of them. They never miss. They put the box up, And it'll take one half of a season, Dan, for Major League players to relearn the strike zone. Here's what bothers me about the strike zone is the allowance by Major League Baseball for individual umpires to have their own strike zone.
Yeah.
That cracks me up.
Yeah.
You know, some of them will set up on the left side of the play. Some will set up on the right
Yeah.
side. Is there no uniformity to what we're doing? It leads to a lot of controversy.
So the robot ump was in use in the Arizona Fall League, where Giants prospect Jacob Hayward, no relation to Cubs outfielder Jason Hayward,
Okay.
got himself ejected from the game, guys, after he argued a third strike call made by the robot ump.
Can't do that. Who are you going to argue with?
Who are you arguing with?
I don't know.
Now there's an umpire behind the plate who actually signals the call. I guess he was arguing with him, but they showed the graphic overlay of the call, and the ump was right. It was a strike.
Of course it
Called
was.
the corner.
It's technical. You can't miss it. Here's a box. If the ball goes through there, it's a strike.
And it was a strike.
And you know what? I wonder if the prospect even knew that because you still have to have a live umpire behind the plate.
Yeah.
They just tell him, they do him the favor because he would botch it of telling him what's a ball and what's a strike. So I'm not sure, but if the guy knows that he can't argue like the umpire did it to him. Maybe he didn't know that yet. It's got to be early in that season too, doesn't it? I mean, this has to be one of the first games.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And lastly, guys.
Number 1.
Wow, the hottest thing in the world, Dan.
Well, maybe not in the world, but around these parts. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, the fallout from the Jalen Ramsey trade continues.
Yeah.
Dan, you shared this tweet. You got a chuckle out of it from Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, that was
who,
good.
the Rams tweeted out that, they're welcome to Jalen Ramsey. Leonard quote tweeted the tweet, said, say, bruh, real talk. I walked in the locker room today, and my partner's locker was cleared out. Had a middle finger emoji, which I think means bleep y'all Rams.
They're Jag till we die, right? There's still some Duval till we die. All you Jalen till you die, losers. It's something else, right? It's Duval till we die for most Jaguar fans. So we got that going for. And by the way, if one guy is going to show his rear and act like he did, then you can credit Leonard Fournette, Yannick Ngakoue for being professional.
Yeah,
through their discourse and not needing a pacifier for the plane trip.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Jags going forward in terms of, I'm not talking this week, next week. I'm talking future, who gets signed. Most of their guys are signed now. The other ones are young and on their first contract. It's a young football team, and now they have a bunch of draft picks as well. And if Gardner Minshew, again, it depends on what happens with Foles and Minshew, but by the end of next year, you'll know, are you going to stay with Nick Foles? Are you going to go to Gardner Minshew? Are you going to get somebody else? But if you go with Gardner Minshew, then you got a quarterback who's in a rookie contract. And when quarterbacks are in rookie contracts, you do what the Rams have done. You load up everywhere else.
And that's the same with Josh Allen and some of the other ones.
Eagles tried to do when they had Carson Wentz. You load up with everybody. When you're on a rookie deal, and so you got a quarterback who's cheap, then you go get all these the Rams.
Only works if that guy ends up being the long-term solution at quarterback.
Well,
because
yes and no. Goff,
because you end up paying these other guys. Like, look, if Goff's no good, the Rams are going to be screwed because now they can't get a quarterback.
Yeah, but they already made it. But they already made a Super Bowl.
Oh, they did. That's true. So. That's that is a payoff in in many areas. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What's he telling me?
We said Riley Report's coming up next.
All right, good. Perfect. Riley Report and more is Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Game day starts 5 hours before kickoff with a Coastal Equipment Kickoff Show.
So, let's do this, shall we?
With Lauren Brooks, Hayes Carline, and Fat Tony.
Get on the bandwagon!
Brought to you by Sawyer Gas and Mr. Reuter Plumbing on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray, and we're throwing the flag on those big city dealers charging those big city prices. Come see why everybody's driving the distance to Murray Superstores. If we don't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Our starting All-American lineup wins every time. Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles puts the blitz on the competition. And we'll trade anything from wore-out bed sheets to football cleats. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Jags fans, this one's for you. Enter the TIAA Bank Take the Field sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 club tickets and get pregame sideline access to be on the field when the Jags come out of the tunnel. A new winner will be chosen for each home game. To enter and for official rules, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Void where prohibited. Entry period from 8/5/2019 to 12/18/2019. For official rules and complete details, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. Sponsor TIAA FSB.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for your all-weather plumbing pros at Fenwick Plumbing. October's here. Maybe time to tackle that leaking faucet, running toilet, dripping pipe, whatever it is, before even colder weather arrives. Fenwick Plumbing and their plumbing pros say this is your month to banish all your plumbing problems and save. You'll take $50 off any plumbing repair when you call Fenwick's fully licensed expert team. That's why we call them pros. Today, they'll bring over 50 years of trusted, highly rated plumbing know-how right to your home. They'll also bring everything they need to get the job done right and right away. Plus, they'll back their work with an outstanding 30-day warranty. You'll get professional treatment from the Fenwick pros. I promise you that. So your home is covered and comfortable. It's a win, baby. There's only one catch. If you're going to lock in this $50 savings from Fenwick's Pro Team, you must call by October 31st. So sometime in the next couple of weeks. Mention me when you call 660-0556 or visit fenwickplumbing.com.
Laser hair removal is not just for women. I don't know if you think that, but if you do, just get that right out of your head because it is for everyone. We all have embarrassing, unwanted hair, and we all want to get rid of it, right? Well, it's Client Appreciation Month at Ideal Image Med Spa, and they're celebrating by giving you up to 70% off laser hair removal. Their simple treatments will destroy hair follicles in a matter of minutes. You're going to save time, money, save yourself from a lifetime of shaving. Their medical and nursing professionals have mastered the process of laser hair removal and stand behind it as one of the best ways to get rid of that hair for good. Ideal Image Med Spa, they've performed over 6 million laser hair removal treatments nationwide. Call now. It's a complimentary private consultation. 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets at Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island, and St. Augustine in Diane's Marketplace. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman. Check them out at idealimage.com.
This is Ryan Green. Join me immediately following every Gator football game on the 1010XL Facebook page for my instant reaction. Brought to you by Mattress Recliner Fit 123. As soon as the Florida game is over, head to 1010XL on Facebook.
Marine Max Jacksonville Beach and Grady White Boats are both ready to get you on the water today. Grady White is celebrating 60 years of providing the ultimate boat ownership experience. Whether you are a hardcore fisherman or just want to enjoy cruising Northeast Florida waters, Grady White has 27 models from 18 to 45 feet to choose from. Visit Marine Max Jacksonville Beach, marinemax.com/Jacksonville.
If the moments of sexual intimacy with your partner are memories of the past, take note. ED isn't an inevitable part of aging. The urologists of the McKeever Clinic can get you back to feeling like your normal self again. Generic forms of Viagra and Cialis are now available directly at McKeever. Your McKeever doctor will decide if this alternative is right for you, and you can go home the same day with the prescription. McKeever Clinic, innovators in urological care since 1921.
The Truck Accident Law Firm is a national truck crash law firm based right here in Jacksonville, focused on making First Coast roads safer through zealous advocacy for families of those injured or killed by unsafe trucking. The Truck Accident Law Firm focuses exclusively on tractor-trailer, bus, and commercial vehicle crashes. If someone you know is involved in a serious crash with a tractor-trailer or commercial vehicle, contact your local truck crash specialists at truckcrashlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Word is out that Mavis Discount Tire has a huge selection of brand name tires at discount prices. But did you know that Mavis is also home to the $99 brake special? That's right, Mavis Discount Tire also offers discounted prices on brake services. Have front or rear premium quality Wagner brake pads installed for only $99.99. Yes, new brakes for $99.99 including labor. Come in today and save. Offer applies to most cars. Other fees may apply.
Attention, architects, engineers, and property managers, give your concrete structures new life with some CPR. CPR Contracting doesn't patch your concrete problems, it solves them. CPR restores and protects all concrete structures. So if the building is 1 story or 40 high, a bridge 1 mile or 10 miles long, CPR is long on the experience to fix it right. Local, licensed, insured, bonded, and drug-free. CPR is the concrete contractor you need to get to know. Also working with other general contractors. Find them at cprcontracting.com.
At Ameris Bank, we didn't become bankers so we could tell you no. We chose this profession because we knew we could make a difference. That's one thing all Ameris bankers have in common, a determination to get you what you need when you need it. Soon you'll notice Ameris Bank's look is changing, but our heart and fierce determination remain. We are proud to add a new chapter to our solid legacy and remain fiercely committed to you. Learn more at amerisbank.com/new look. Ameris Bank, member FDIC.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. And now, Ameris Bank brings you the Riley Report with Riley Skinner on 1010XL.
Well, Dan, I'm
Yes, sir.
a little worried about our guy. You know, he's been living high on the hog. He's been
Riley
promoting Wake Forest as like the next national champion.
Yeah,
Listen to
he
Riley
did.
talk. They were going to go 12-0
Yeah.
and, you know, barely be turned back by Clemson in the title game. So,
and typical Riley, too. He put out a tweet after the loss about
hexed
how
him.
we
Yeah.
fought so hard.
Yeah.
Geeks, go get them.
yeah, it's kind of whenever you put out a fight hard after a loss, it kind of tells you where your program is.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. Disappointing in a lot of ways. As we welcome the former Demon Deke ACC Offensive Player of the Year, Bulls quarterback, and a cup of coffee with the New York Football Giants, Riley Skinner.
Thanks for welcoming me with such love and grace. And
It's college
compassion.
football season, man. That's how it goes. You know how
Gloves
that
are off,
goes.
baby. Gloves are off.
Gloves are off.
All right, so tell us how confident you are. This is 1 week you can talk about the Deeks a little bit because they play FSU, and it's really this is a big one for FSU. This is a season definer in my mind because if they blow this one, they're going to lose a couple more along the way. If they win this one, they have opportunity to, get to 8-4 in this relatively weak ACC.
Yeah, I agree with you that it's kind of a season definer for Florida State. For Wake, I'm not sure exactly what to expect. Their quarterback, Jamie Newman, who's really been phenomenal this year, is day-to-day right now with a shoulder injury. So,
jeez. He's out.
Yeah, so I'm not sure he's going to play or not. That being said, I still like our offense. I still like our quarterback that was a starter last year for 9 games that's coming in, Sam Hartman. He played really well at the end of the Louisville game, scored a couple touchdowns quick with a couple minutes left. I think Wake has just got to figure out how to stop somebody on defense. They, at least last week against Louisville, they got torched, to be honest, and their special teams were horrendous. 1 kickoff touchdown return, 1 kickoff to the 5-yard line, and a punt to the 5-yard line. So for Florida State, to me, it kind of comes down to their quarterback, right? I mean, who are they going to choose to go the whole game? Are they going to be rotating quarterbacks? And can we guard Tamari Terry? We lost one of our cornerbacks for the year, one of our better cornerbacks last game against Louisville. So to me, that's a big key for Florida State. If they can get the ball to Tamari Terry on the outside, they can put up some points.
You're right now encouraging me, just in listening to your tone and texture, to go load up on FSU. That's what I'm feeling from you right now, Riley Skinner. You're not giving me much hope here, as you know.
I don't have a good feeling one way or the other on this one. I've always liked the way we play Florida State, just in general. I think we've always played them well. I think we have good man schemes against them. I think we can confuse them enough on offense. Without our quarterback, not knowing if our quarterback's going to play, it's just a whole new team. So I don't know. I'd stay away from this one.
All right.
Pick another game in college football.
Yeah, again, your sport, your college football gives us a big crap sandwich for another week. I mean, there's no good matchups, hardly at all. You're going to try and get me fired about Michigan, Penn State. I ain't playing.
Nope.
I mean, it's just awful, dude. Week after week after week, we're not having a whole lot of compelling matchups. So let me first go back to last Saturday. Explain to me what in the hell happened to Georgia? How is that? I mean, South Carolina is not – and look, I'll say this, and Florida will fall flat and lose this weekend, and they will deserve the same criticism and condemnation. That's unacceptable at home to, basically down to the third-string quarterback.
Incredible. I mean, in an inept third-string quarterback, right? I mean, he couldn't do anything. He could run, but that's about it.
Is this a one-off, or should the dogs be nervous?
Jake Fromm said in his post-game interview, and it was 100% correct. He's like, there's just days when things aren't clicking and you're off, and there's no excuse other than I was just off. I mean, he was not good.
No, 3 picks, a fumble.
Not good. The last pick you can't put on him, but that being said, you shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. I mean, I thought their whole team mentality, the way it looked, was that, all right, we're keeping it close. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll steal one.
Fourth quarter. We're going to get our stuff together. and it never happened. And South Carolina kind of rode that wave of momentum, got a couple good breaks going their way. But to me, and I know it's been beat to death, but the coaching and to call a timeout with 15 or 17 seconds left, whatever it was, on first or second down and you're in field goal range with no timeouts left, to me was just a mind-boggling move, because then all you do is you put yourself in a position where, okay, we can't throw it other than to the sideline, all right? Because if you stay in bounds, you run the risk of not being able to spike the ball and have a chance at a last-second field goal. Now you just either got to try to throw it out of bounds or run it up the middle, which they're not going to be able to do and get anywhere. And so you put yourself in this frantic situation where Fromm almost threw another pick before they even had a chance to kick a last-second field goal, rather than, hey, spike the ball, take a play or two to try to get you to a, 40, 45-yard field goal, knowing that you still got a timeout left. When it gets to 1 second, you can call it, not have to bank on being able to spike the ball. And then I think we probably all agree, I don't understand the idea of not getting Blankenship an opportunity to kick a field goal there at the end. And then you expect him, essentially tell him, hey, we don't have confidence in you to kick this game-winning field goal, but, hey, now second overtime, you got to go out and make this 40-yarder.
Although the first one was like 58, but, yeah, I hear you. The first attempt that they didn't let him kick was like a 58-yarder, but
who cares?
Right? What do you have nothing to lose? I agree. But
you're the best kicker in the country. You can make a 58.
Well, he ain't the best kicker in the country. Maybe he was at one point.
He's one of.
Yeah.
I have a question, Raleigh, about the quarterback. I heard this troubling statistic about Jake Fromm.
What's that?
That the Georgia Bulldogs are 0-5 when he attempts 30 passes or more.
I saw that.
That's because they run so much and get ahead, but yeah.
Oh, and it opens, yeah.
Well, I mean,
get ahead of Georgia. Well, that's how they made their advantage.
That's a true testament to what a running game does to a passing offense.
Okay,
and
but
what it opens up for them, and that's just, it's no surprise. I mean, Georgia's never been a team that needs to throw it 30-plus times, unless when they had Stafford.
All right, then
I think it's chicken and egg here.
Is he in any way in the conversation for before this game? He was
in Heisman.
Yeah, Heisman.
No, I like Jake. I like Jake Fromm a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's a great guy.
Fantastic quarterback, good guy, good leader. Exactly what you want.
First-round draft pick? Is he a first-round draft pick?
No, I personally have never thought he had that kind of talent.
He's much more Aaron Murray than Matthew Stafford.
I think even Aaron Murray threw the ball better than Jake Fromm.
I think you might be right.
Well, Riley, did they really? Because this is what happens when you lose. And I got Justin Fields up there playing like a superstar at Ohio State. I mean,
that's just the right system for Justin Fields. Knowing what he
so
can do
it would not have fit. So part of him leaving Georgia is what Kirby Smart. It just doesn't fit what the kind of offense that Kirby wants to run.
Right. Exactly.
And why did he go there to begin with?
Fits exactly what Kirby wants to run. Justin Fields fits exactly what Ohio State and Ryan Day wants to run, and you see them both thriving. And
what about Jacob Eason?
Jacob Eason too. I mean, Jacob Eason is doing pretty well.
Yeah, but wouldn't he fit more into the he would fit into the Georgia offense?
He would fit into the Georgia offense.
Is he better? Is he better than Jake Fromm?
It's hard to say because he couldn't do anything his first year at Georgia, and Jake Fromm came in and you go national championship. And
Eason has been kind of disappointing this year at Washington too, hadn't he?
Who?
Eason.
Been pretty
He's
good.
been okay. I don't think
he's been disappointing.
I don't think he's been better than Fromm.
Look, they beat South Carolina. He's still in this conversation. It was just one horrendous game that he's had that he even admitted this was a really off day. I played awful. And other than that, I thought playing it. God, who they played 2 weeks ago? Who was their big game? Come on, help me out.
Who are you talking about? Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I thought he played fantastic against Notre Dame. Okay. Some of the back shoulder throws he threw in crunch time. That's what you want in a Georgia quarterback. Don't make mistakes, and when you got to make the big play, take 4 or 5 shots. If you can connect on 3 or 4 of them,
he was 20 of 26 for 187 yards, though.
Yeah, that's Georgia's.
That's Georgia.
That's Georgia.
Okay,
that's who they've always been.
And by the way,
an all-world offensive line.
Okay. And Notre Dame missed a golden opportunity.
Well,
if Ian Book hadn't played for Louisville that weekend, Notre Dame may have won. That's what I remember.
How in the blazes then Do you get Jacob Eason, Justin Fields, Jake Fromm? How do you get these? If you're a great quarterback, if I'm a great high school quarterback, you're telling me to come to that school where I'm going to hand off all the time, throw it 25 times, complete 18 for 150 yards,
and
and that's
championships and go to national champions. I'd say absolutely.
Alabama did it for a lot of years.
Yeah,
I'd say absolutely.
They've opened it up.
Look at A.J. McCarron. Look at Greg McElroy. Those guys weren't
Blake
slinging the ball
Sims.
all over
look
the
what
field.
and look what Nick Saban just did in the last
he
2
changed.
years.
Eason, by the way, let me just clear it up. He's not having a terrible year by any stretch. 66%, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks.
That's
better than Fromm.
I see Jacob
but they
Eason
throw
having
it
a
more,
statement game this weekend and taking Oregon.
Yeah, I would have kept Eason over Fromm, and I would, now Fields, who knew? I mean, in fairness, none of us knew until he busted out
Nobody,
this year.
exactly.
Oh, whoa. What do you mean, who knew?
He's all-world.
He went
in
to
high
Georgia
school,
for a
but
year,
you
and it's
just
not
don't
like,
know.
just like when Cam Newton left Florida, it's not like you knew he was about to be a Heisman winner. That's what I'm saying, or a Heisman contender.
I think.
I can't.
And I still, let's be honest,
disagree.
I still wouldn't put Eason up there as some all-world quarterback.
No.
He had a very pedestrian year at
Okay, let me ask you this:
Georgia.
who gets drafted higher in the NFL? Eason, Fields, Fromm, in that order. Tell me who goes. Who will be the better NFL quarterbacks who
I
gets
think
drafted
it
higher?
depends on how his career goes at Washington, but I can see Eason being taken over those other two.
Yeah,
I think Fields goes higher than both.
Well,
of them.
depends. He's going to have to
But I think
prove that he can throw.
I think Fromm will be the third best NFL quarterback of those three.
But the one thing about
I
the
would agree
stat,
with that.
the one thing about the stat that you started with is it has nothing to do with Jacob Fromm. It's not because if he's throwing more, they're losing. It's because they're losing, so he throws more. So
Right.
I think the chicken and egg
I
are
hear what you're
reversed.
saying.
Yeah. So,
okay, so could Jacob Fromm, if we said, okay, this week, look, this team has nobody playing secondary. We're going to throw the ball 40 times. Let's go win the game. They never do that at
no,
Georgia.
because the running backs are so good in the O-line.
Yeah.
That's just not how they play. You know?
And their offensive scheme is not built that way.
Yeah.
They
Well, I
have
got
more
news for
down
you.
the field routes.
That's going to catch up with you. You can't win. That's Big Ten football. And
I got news for you. Your O-line won that good last Saturday because
Well,
South Carolina kicked their A's all over the field.
I don't know if that's a long vision winning way to play football anymore either, Riley. Is it? Can you survive like that in the SEC against some of the more innovative offenses, and then a team like Bama or LSU who may do that already better than you do?
I get that, but let's remember overtime, third and whatever, last second touchdown. They're a play away from the national championship.
Yep.
It's hard to.
But they also had Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. You're not going to have that every year if you're going to play that kind of football.
Actually, you do.
Not as good. They're not that group he has now is not playing like those two did.
Well, DeAndre Swift is playing real good, and that Zeus kid is going to be. Looks like to me.
I get it, but Michelle and Chubb went both first round.
I think Swift will go first round, and then we'll see.
They got players, man.
I'm not saying they don't have players. I don't believe that
can't
Swift
say
is
this
as good
guy's
as Michelle
balling
and Chubb.
after one bad game and totally negate what Kirby's doing.
All right,
That's fair.
Let's move on. We've talked about FSU. We've talked about Georgia. Let's move on to Florida. Should Gator Nation be encouraged by the offensive back and forth they were able to play against LSU on a ratcheted up night? So where do they go from here? What do you think? You feel better about Florida's long term?
I was more impressed, and I think I was. Hopefully, that y'all would agree with me here. I was more impressed with Florida after that game than I was with LSU. I think the way Florida was able to answer back in a hostile environment like that. First given situation, Baton Rouge at night. But Kyle Trask, to me, has been a huge boost of confidence just for the offense and the way they were able to respond back and the receivers making some crazy good catches. I thought the way Kyle distributed the football. If you look up and down their statistics. You've got 6-7 guys from a receiving standpoint over 100 yards receiving just throughout the season, but it shows how much he's given it to the players all over the field. They're not focusing on one guy. To me, that's a quarterback that's reading the offense and taking what the defense is giving them. And I just thought, yes, the last touchdown at the very end, it kind of made the score not look very indicative of what the game was like for the first 3.5 quarters. And to me, I think it was a bad thing for South Carolina. I think the bad thing for South Carolina to beat Georgia and to Florida to lose the way they did against LSU.
Gets your attention on two ends.
I think Florida's going to wear them out.
Well,
and I think it's the same thing with Clemson and Louisville. Louisville yes, it was Wake Forest, but Louisville has some freaking talent. I'm telling you, on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Clemson, seeing them beat Wake, because normally a nooner at Louisville is going to be like, whatever. I think that woken up is going to be a bad day for Louisville, getting crushed by Clemson. Same thing with Florida against South Carolina. I think they wear them out.
Well, I tend to agree, but it'll be interesting. South Carolina, listen, does the Helinski kid? I don't know if he's going to play or not play. And
if he doesn't play, they got no shot.
Yeah, I mean,
they have absolutely.
Well, they dang sure should.
Their third-string quarterback.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Yeah, I know. The receiver
kid, DeCario Joyner.
Yes, very nice.
He might as well be a running back. I mean,
yes.
I think Florida's defense is going to bring the house. Yeah,
right.
Sure. Make that kid throw one-on-one and throw it into tight coverage. Florida is going to eat your lunch in the backfield, and I think their offense can be, I think they can be methodical against South Carolina, move the ball, and I see this being, a 3-touchdown game.
Well, a couple things, and as a naysayer or a negative Nelly here, South Carolina's D-line is pretty good, and Florida's O-line still struggles, although Mullen found ways around it against LSU. But I'm not sure how good LSU's defense is up front.
Yeah, they're not as dominant as they've been in the past. But, man, to move the ball the way Florida did on a night game like that with the matchup as hyped as it was in Baton Rouge.
No, to answer those was impressive by the Gators. So, and then Florida will probably be missing both defensive ends on Saturday, quite honestly. So Zuniga and Grenard may not play. So
were y'all impressed with the way Florida offense moved the ball?
I was very pleasantly surprised. I didn't think they would be. If you told me LSU was going to score 42 points, I thought it'd been 42-17.
Riley, I think that Dan Mullen, the jury's out on Dan Mullen as a recruiter. Okay, but I think in game, I think Dan Mullen's top 5 in the country. I mean, as far as call, yeah,
I agree.
I think he's brilliant,
he's done
man.
Really well.
I get a kick out of some of these Florida fans sitting there saying, well, that one play was a dumb call, or that was a dumb call, or you're not gonna. This guy,
100%.
Yeah, this guy's got him converting 3rd and 14s with not just 15-yard routes, but he senses that LSU's coming hard, and so he'll drop a screen right over him. I mean, he just has really smart, play calls as the game unfolds.
I think Florida's become more unpredictable this year with Kyle Trask than they have in a long time.
Right, and Kyle Trask, Dan Mullen.
Look, I'm not saying Kyle Trask is all world here.
Right, no.
But he's done an incredible job coming in as a backup guy that's been sitting on the bench for a while.
He has to do it a lot longer. He doesn't look that far removed from Jake Fromm to me. I mean, Fromm's got a lot more accomplished. He's been playing a lot longer. He's been further, but just play to play, pass to pass, drive to drive doesn't look like a huge difference to me.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll say one. Not to go back to the ACC, but might have called it last week. I said Clemson was going to absolutely curb stomp Florida State.
Yeah.
I mean, that game could have been 80-0 if they wanted to.
Yeah, that was not good.
I think we can draw this implication that Dabo has it out for FSU a little bit. Maybe there's some losses.
I think
early
it's
in
always
his
a
career.
message too.
It's important for recruiting.
ACC message.
If you're Clemson, let's just keep our foot on FSU's throat. So any recruit that's thinking FSU's on the way back.
By the way, he did call it off halfway through the 3rd quarter.
I know.
Halfway through the third, it was bad.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. I think this was. I feel like this happens every year with Clemson. There's one wake up call. And this was a perfect storm for Florida State to come into with a wake-up call against North Carolina, a bye week to shove it down their throat about, hey, you almost lost North Carolina. You think you can get back to the national championship? Think twice, come out and show something. And they just absolutely took it out.
Dude, I'm all on board. I mean, Dabo, they were criticizing him because he was yelling at the kicker, man. And Dabo came out and answered it and said, this is how I coach, basically, get over it.
Nobody who's a real sports
The way
fan.
I was raised was,
That's some
if you did something
snowflake news perspective. Nobody's mad at a coach for yelling at someone. That's the most that's the Jalen Ramsey school of thought. Don't yell at me or I'm going to just pout.
Hey, how about all the Jags first-rounders back out in L.A.?
Yeah. Somebody said yesterday, with the Jags getting 2 first-rounders from the Rams need to go ahead and look at what their needs are going to be 6 years from now when they own those picks.
Jim Grove ever get into you like that, Riley?
No, my quarterback coach did it enough for the rest of the coaching staff.
I hope he wasn't disrespectful, Riley, or you would have never had that career you had.
Well,
you got an upset for us there, big fella.
What do you got?
I think Jacob Eason kind of has his big statement game of his career at Washington in the early part of his Washington Huskies career. I think they take Oregon, playing at Washington, 3:30 game. Oregon's they've been good. They really haven't played many people. Neither really has Washington. But I like Washington over Oregon.
I'm the only guy, by the way, as we say goodbye, who loves the noon kickoffs. Like the Gators play at noon. Hick hates them. He thinks you can sleepwalk through those games. I love noon because my game is on first. I don't have to wait all day. I'd much rather play.
Who doesn't like the noon kickoff?
The players.
Georgia.
Yeah, after last week.
Playing South Carolina.
Right. Florida's played one at least, and they showed up against Tennessee, so it didn't go poorly. Let's see. But I'm with you. With the Will Muschamp, he's famous for playing like he did last week and then turn around. They'll lose 40-0 if you're not careful. So we'll see. Gator Nation, keep your fingers crossed. Riley, appreciate it, my man.
All right, guys.
Have a good week.
Next week.
We'll talk to you next week. There goes. That's the Riley Report. Brought to you by Ameris Bank each and every Thursday morning as we get his unique perspective as a former player of the year in the ACC. Well, from player of the year to pet paradise. You have the pet of the year, the pet of the day. I mean, part veterinarian, part grooming services, part pet spa, all awesome. That's what Pet Paradise is. Go to petparadise.com. You'll see the many locations around the Jacksonville area. And I they've told me to tell you too, they also have locations across the Southeast, very close to where your kids go off to college. So that's going to give you some flexibility, whenever you're taking those kinds of trips. Maybe, by the way, it's not just about having the dog boarded or time for its routine, vet services. Give your dog a day, man. Give yourself a day. Head to work this morning, drop the kids off, drop the dog at Pet Paradise, and let him have a long day where he's worn out and you get home. You don't have to, add that to your list of activities in the afternoon if it's a day that you feel like you won't be able to. So many great reasons to go to Pet Paradise. It is one of the most outstanding businesses I've come across on the First Coast. So I may not like Bentley, but I'm going to at least do him a solid. The next time he needs it, he'll be going to Pet Paradise. So all those locations around town and all those services to please you and run exquisitely. The facilities are just so clean and awesome. They've got outdoor activities. They've got climate-controlled kennels, any and everything that will make you feel awesome about dropping off your pet, which I know is for so many of us just like a member of the family. It's Pet Paradise, the only name you need to know. Go online at petparadise.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Get more play-by-play on 1010XL.
Edward Waters versus Miles, Saturday night at 6 on 1010 a.m.
For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
At Ameris Bank, we didn't become bankers so we could tell you no. We chose this profession because we knew we could make a difference. That's one thing all Ameris bankers have in common: a determination to get you what you need when you need it. Soon you'll notice Ameris Bank's look is changing, but our heart and fierce determination remain.